Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Politicians keep saying that.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
And people believe.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
But when we means government, the fact is they can't. The politicians in there think they can run our economy, run our lives, but no, they can't. That's the title of my new book, which explains that individuals succeed, but government spends huge amounts of our money on trivial things.
It's trivial to you because you're arrogant.
Yes, we can.
No, politicians can't. Do you liberals live in a fantasy land? Who thinks the TSA does a great job?
To be subjected to such disgusting abuses of power.
Government can't protect our money or educate kids.
Yes, we can.
The government just can't do it.
Get out of our way and leave us alone.
Next time a politician says,
Yes, we can.
we the people should say,
No, they can.
the politicians in there claim they create jobs. But no, they can't.
President Obama was a job creator from day one.
We're going to create millions of new jobs.
My job is to create jobs.
They keep saying that. Does government create jobs?
Absolutely.
Congressman Keith Ellison is co-chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus.
The public sector and the private sector must be working together in order for the market to work properly.
Wouldn't it be nice if the wise men and women in Washington could make the market work properly and create jobs?
John, nobody can doubt that we have schools that are crumbling. Our parks need more attention. My own city of Minneapolis, we saw a bridge fall into the Mississippi River, man.
But government doesn't have any money of its own. It has to take money from the private sector to give to these projects.
You got to take the money from somewhere.
Congressman Ellison's caucus claims it has a plan that will create 2.2 million jobs. If government can create these 2 million jobs, why not 1 million jobs, 10 million jobs? Why are you so cheap? Spend more.
There needs to be some balance. What we're trying to do...
But how do you know that 2.2 million is the right balance of taking money from the private sector?
No one ever does know exactly the right answer.
Mark Cuban! I think this guy has the right answer. That's Mark Cuban, owner of the NBA champion Dallas Mavericks. How many jobs have you created?
Oh, I don't know, thousands, tens of thousands.
When politicians take money from the private sector, they take it from job creators like Cuban.
Government's just not very effective and very efficient at using money.
When Cuban was 24, he had no job himself and no prospects. And you end up with billions of dollars.
And a hot wife. What more could I ask for, right?
In 1983, Cuban started a software company. He grew it and sold it to CompuServe for millions.
My partner at the time came to me and said, you know, you're the geek. There's got to be a way to listen to Indiana basketball over the internet. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
So Cuban started another company.
I put an ISDN line in the second bedroom of my house, and I just worked.
Without a government program, Mark Cuban again created something.
And I said, guys, when this is over, it's either going to be we're idiots and this is worth absolutely nothing and we'll know it right away, or we're all going to be rich.
5 years later, they sold that company to Yahoo for $6 billion.
To me, the most patriotic thing you can do as an American is be filthy, filthy rich. You're creating jobs. You're creating opportunities.
Cuban used his $1 billion to hire more people and create more wealth. And he bought a lousy basketball team. You took a team not expected to win. They became national champions.
Yeah, we sucked.
Did you have some idea nobody else had, or is this just good players?
I walked in and I told everybody, if you mention our win-loss record, you're fired.
The attitude would spread, be contagious.
Yeah, it was contagious. Losing is contagious. You know, we had a survival attitude as opposed to a let's win attitude. And that's what I had to change. If you don't think like winners, I'm going to trade you and I'm going to get rid of you. You know, it took us 12 years, but we finally won a world championship last year.
Now Cuban stars in a reality show that invites entrepreneurs to pitch ideas that might grow into big job creators.
$500,000 for 45% of the company.
But Cuban says it would be hard for him to start his businesses today because government's gotten so much more intrusive.
A lot of these things now, there's so much paperwork and regulations, so many things that you have to sign up for, that you have a better chance of getting in trouble than you do of being successful. It's like, come on, guys, you want people to start businesses. You know, why make it so hard?
They make it hard because they want safety and fairness and think their rules provide that. They also make it hard because big government demands their taxes. Cuban will survive that, but little guys get killed.
That's right. 2 for the government, 1 for me. 2 for the government, 1 for me.
Ed Land bought a small farm in South Carolina, thinking,
how can the farm, produce some income that can pay for itself? And that's when we decided to go into agritourism business.
He started to have weddings and other events at the farm. He also sells cattle and produce, but he's been held back by government.
And I'm tired of them telling us what to do and how to live and how to do business, how to can a product. And I ask them permission for everything I do in life. You want to control everything? Then you come out here and run the damn thing.
What does the government do that has him this frustrated?
This is just part of the regulations we have to deal with right here at Chattooga Belle Farm. They're just going on, and they just keep growing.
Government regulation stopped him from canning and selling his crops.
We missed an entire harvest because we couldn't get the kitchen certified in time.
And they forced him to make tons of little changes to his building. A regulator told him,
you need to put another hand washing sink right beside this sink. I said, for what? For employees to wash their hands. I said, well, what's wrong with the other sinks? The sink on its own was not a big deal. It's the little things that keep massing together and make this big ball go along. I can't carry that big ball.
He's learned that bureaucrats keep their jobs by finding problems.
Well, let's say a building codes inspector comes out, and if he doesn't find anything, then what good is he? He can't justify his position unless he goes back and says, look, boss, I found this and this and this. And so it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling.
That time and money he spends obeying government could have gone to create jobs.
Without the government deterring the growth of this business, we could hire 10 more easy. Get out of our way and leave us alone, and we can create all the jobs.
But big government doesn't get out of the way. It keeps helping us. For example, are you disabled? The politicians in there say they can help you find jobs. But no, they can't.
We must take strong action.
Remember
to end
this
the
guy?
Tradition of both blatant and subtle discrimination.
Young Senator Al Gore helped convince Democrats and Republicans to overwhelmingly pass the Americans with Disabilities Act.
The point of the ADA was to get people with disabilities employed, and it's had absolutely the reverse effect.
A reverse effect. When the law was passed, 51% of disabled people were in the workforce. But now, it's just 33%. One reason is that the law makes employers see the disabled as a legal threat. If you fire a disabled person, he may sue you. In addition, politicians promised the ADA would force businesses to accommodate handicapped people. So the law includes hundreds of pages of detailed rules. Every new doorway must be 32 inches wide. Every mirror no more than 40 inches above the floor. If they aren't, Morse Merbon may sue you. He files hundreds of ADA lawsuits every year.
What would you do, John, if you were in a wheelchair, you couldn't move your legs? Don't you want something to protect you, to protect your rights?
But as usual, the politicians' protection did nasty things. Now some businesses are sued by disabled people who have never even been in their stores. Drive-bys, the lawyers call them. A disabled person or scout working for them drives up and down the street looking for businesses that might not be compliant. Eric Wyatt was asked to do that.
Eric got an email from his attorney. Go to the following 19 businesses, get 19 business cards or receipts, and I'll pay you $1,000.
Just get a business card to prove he was there, and the lawyer would find a reason to sue. Eric said no, but he could have made thousands of dollars a day.
About 19,000 altogether.
The disability rules are hundreds of pages, so most every business violates some rule. It could be that a mirror is an inch too high.
Unsecured floor mats, round doorknobs.
A round doorknob is illegal?
It could subject you to a lawsuit.
George Coles owns carpet flooring stores in San Diego. His father was disabled and used a scooter to maneuver around the store.
And we have a lot of disabled customers that never complained or anything, and we always felt we were in compliance. But if an attorney comes in and his or her motivation is to make money on non-compliance, I think they can be very creative.
One person sued, claiming the store aisles were too narrow for his wheelchair, but they aren't.
So we decided, let's look in our security cameras. Well, lo and behold, we couldn't find him. He never was in the store.
But the phony plaintiff's lawyer still demanded money.
He would just go away for $14,000.
So George paid, even though he had proof that the man was not in his store. In total, being sued cost him $100,000. They're faced with these claims that even when they're not true, they pay him anyway because it would cost them much more to win?
It's as simple as that. We know of a number of defendants who spent $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 dealing with these cases. Clint Eastwood was one of them.
Eastwood runs this restaurant. He has a handicapped accessible bathroom, but a woman sued him because she claims she was directed to a regular bathroom. Eastwood is rich enough to say, "Go ahead, make my day." He fought back in court and won. Usually business owners just pay the lawyer a few $1,000s to go away. It's just extortion, but it's legal.
It sure feels that way.
It's an ugly, ugly process, but it works.
You sue about all kinds of trivial stuff.
Well, it's trivial to you because you're arrogant and you don't see the point of view of someone who is not...
You're parasites. You're freeloading off productive people.
If it wasn't for people like me, thousands and thousands of businesses would not be compliant with the ADA right now. If you want to call it a racket, okay, it's a racket that's written into the legal system. This is
it's legal extortion.
Well, the entire legal system is driven by money.
Yes, and by politicians who say,
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
can.
Coming up.
The first thing you're struck by is our jungle lobby.
Did you know you help pay for this?
This is